We'll get started in just a moment. And it looks like we're also being live streamed. Wanted to let you know that this will be recorded. Our session will be recorded, and it's also available on Facebook Live. All right, Ms. Adeguin, are we ready to continue?
We're ready.
All right, sounds good. All right, Ms. Adeguin, will you do us the favor of introducing our interpretation slides?
So yes, thank you everybody for joining us. So today we have interpretation services. We will providing this presentation in English, but also will be, if you connect to interpretation, we will have it also in Spanish. You'll be able to engage and listen to the presentation in the language that you select. If you see on the bottom right of your screen a globe icon, and you click on the language of your preference. So muchas gracias a todos por estar con nosotros. Sí tenemos ahora nuestra presentación se va a proveer en inglés, pero vamos a tener servicios de interpretación. Para los servicios de interpretación, por favor, miren al inferior de la pantalla. Hay un globo como un icono, un símbolo del mundo en la parte de abajo. Seleccione el idioma que le gustaría escuchar, en inglés o en español. Participará y escuchará la presentación en el idioma que seleccione. Next slide.
We just want to make sure that our interpreter please opens her mic. Parents are not able to hear her. Thank you.
Gracias, Ms. Ponzón. Estamos prendiendo el micrófono. Estar seguros que oigan, pues puedan escuchar a la intérprete. And then also families, we do have a Q&A icon. We're in a webinar. So we will be answering questions around our parent portal on the Q&A. You see it on the bottom right. So please pose your questions throughout the session. We will do our best to answer as many as possible. So como miran al inferior de la pantalla, lo voy a decir en español para estar segura que la intérprete ya se puede escuchar. Este es un Zoom webinar y pueden hacer preguntas durante la presentación en el Q&A y nosotros responderemos durante la presentación lo mejor posible todas las preguntas del portal de padres. Gracias. Next slide.
All right, so we want to welcome you today. Once again, you must have many questions about Parent Portal, and we're here to answer as many of them as we can. So our objectives today are for our participants to learn how to create a Parent Portal account, and to also learn how to add your students to your Parent Portal account. Okay, so we're going to start off with a little get to know you poll. This is an icon that you will see in the Parent Portal. So if you see the person in the center here with a hand up, what do you think this button in the Parent Portal will help you learn about your child? Will it be A, standardized testing results? B, view emergency card information? C, learn about preparing for high school? Or D, view attendance information? What are you thinking? We have a poll that's going to open up in just a moment. Do I need to launch the poll?
No, Mr. Reguin has done
Perfect. That. Okay, wonderful. All right, so unfortunately, it looks like I am not able to see the results. Once again, I appreciate your patience with technology. They're always updating something, and for whatever reason, right now I'm not able to see results. But
so,
share.
Cyrene, yes, the numbers are coming in. Thank you, families. Thank you, attendees, for being with us and participating in this poll. So we have 12% of you participating. We are going to wait a couple of seconds more to encourage you to please answer the question, right? You see this icon here on the screen. What do you think? What do you think it will tell you about your child, of your child, once you have the parent portal account. Yeah, where would this take you, right? What information would you see? So I think we are, so the majority has the right answer, but let me know when you want to close it, Cyrene.
Okay, I think we're good. I think let's go ahead and close that poll right now.
All right, so at 23%, we have closed the poll, and guess what? The majority is right. This icon is, Cyrene, what is the answer?
View attendance information.
Mm-hmm. So parents and families, once you have your parent portal, guess what? You will be able to view your child's attendance in real time. So yes, this is one of the best features of the parent portal.
All righty. So as you see, the parent portal can be very, very useful. We wanted to talk to you a little bit about the big why. Why should you even bother with a parent portal? Well, in addition to being able to schedule daily pass, schedule your COVID tests through the daily pass, you'll also be able to put up see what your emergency contact information is telling the district. If you need to change it, you can look there and see what might need to be changed. You can access Schoology. You can find out transportation information. If your child is attending a school outside of your neighborhood, you'll be able to see bus routes and all kinds of things like that. There's medical information that you may need to access. So this parent portal is just like the beginning said, it's a one-stop shop. It's where you can find out a lot of the information, a lot of the student data that you would like to keep up with, in addition to grades, progress toward graduation. All of it is here. So once again, this is our big why. You can check your child's grades on Schoology. You can learn about their standardized test results. I didn't even mention that. We talked about attendance, emergency. You can even, if going on Schoology, using the parent portal to go onto Schoology, you can see your child's class assignments. You can also, this is a new feature, you can also submit online forms. So there's just so much of the parent portal. We would just have to spend a whole day just talking about each one of those buttons and what you're able to access. But today we're going to be talking about how you can get your parent portal account started. So that's why we're here today, and that's what we're going to be explaining. And so once you get your parent portal account, this is what your page will look like. These are when we say buttons, this is what we mean by buttons. So you'll be able to click in each one of these places and get this information. This one here is student discipline. So if there are any disciplinary data you might want to check on, it'll be right there. Student testing, special education services, all of the special education services that your child qualifies for, you'll be able to see there. So this is what we're kind of showing you what you'll get at the end, but we want to show you how to get there. Okay, so I'm going to hand off to my colleague Vilma Monson, and she's going to explain to you each and every step you need to take to get yourself on Parent Portal.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cyrene, for that. Welcome, parents. Good afternoon. My name is Vilma Monson, and I'll be guiding you through the steps to create a parent portal account. So as you can see here on the screen, the first thing you need is to have a personal email account. So make sure you have a personal email account. It doesn't have to be any particular one in particular, account, but as long as it is an account you can access as you move through the process of creating your parent portal account. You have to have it accessible. Next slide, please. So how do you get to that page where you need to register for the parent portal account? There are various ways. This is one. You can go to our LAUSD main page at www.lausd.net. You will see on the menu on top, number one, families. Please click on that. tab, and you will see then a menu that will display for families, the different services and programs and offices that support families. Number 2 is the parent online tools. If you click on that, that will take you to our next page. Next slide, please. So it will take you to this page where you can see a menu, and the first item is the parent portal. So you will click on that parent portal tab, and then it will take you to a page. But before we get to that page, I want to share with you other ways to access the parent portal. So in addition to the way we just saw going through the main page, you can also directly use these web addresses, and it'll take you directly to the login registration page of the parent portal. Next slide, Ms. Irene. So this is that page where you will see number 4, right? And number 4 is what you will click to start the process for registering for an account. If you already have an account, you know, parents, that you hit number 1, right? Click on number 1 and you're in your parent portal account. But for now, if you don't have a parent portal account, please click on 4. And when you click on that, next slide, that will take you to the login page. Next slide. And this is where you start, parents. You will need this information, right, to start the process. You will need to provide your first name. You will provide your last name. Not required to provide your middle name, it's optional, but you will need to provide us that email address, your personal email address. And remember, you need to be able to access it during the process. Then you will need to re-enter that email address. And it is very important that they match. If they are different, and you have to be really careful, because if they don't match, it won't continue. It won't allow you to register. So many times it is the fact that the email addresses don't match when you re-enter it that stops the process. So again, just be very careful as you re-enter your email address. Then you will click on I'm not a robot, right? This is just for security purposes. And lastly, on this page, you will click on register. Once you're done and click on register, next slide. It will take you, this is the message that will appear on your screen, right? It is thanking you for completing your registration, but completing your registration doesn't mean that you are ready yet, right? You need to activate your account. For that, this message will ask you to please go to your email account, the one that you provided. Let's click, Miss. Yeah, okay. Remember, go to your email account. Okay, go there, and then when you are on your email account, you will receive a notification from the district, and it will ask you to please continue on your web browser. This way, you will be able to activate your account. And that means that you are at a point where you're going to create your password. So at this point, then when you click on continue on your web browser, you will be taken to a parent portal page, where it will be the page where you create your password. As you can see, you will see that you need to enter your email again and then create a password. You see all these X's here, red X's? Those are the red X's that tell you what the password criteria is. As you complete or create your password, the X's will be turned into green check marks, and that'll tell you that yes, you are meeting the criteria and you are creating a good password. Continue, please. Next slide. So this is what it will look like. I wanted you to see it a little bit bigger, right? Because I couldn't really read, so to appreciate it better. So again, this is where you will input your email, your password, and sometimes we just see the little dots. But if you click on the I, right, it'll open up and show you what password you are entering. That way you are sure that you are entering the same password, re-entering the same password. Next slide. So then there it is. You have your email, you have created a password, all the check marks have turned into green, and that means that you are ready, your password is good. But before you go on, right, just make sure you write down, right, your password. So, we write passwords and we forget them, and then we have to reset them over and over again. You can do that too, right? If you ever forget your password, you are able to reset it. And this will be the same process to reset it, right? But again, so that you don't have to do that, make sure that you write down, annotate, take a picture of your password, your parent portal passwords, and then you will submit. Continue. And when you enter, right, it will give you the notification that you have successfully activated your account because you have created a password. Now you're ready to go into your parent portal account for the first time. And again, you can do that at that time by clicking on parent portal. This will take you to a page that you have already seen. Miss Cyrene? Again, right? You have seen this before. We hit number 4. We click number 4 when we wanted to register, but now we are registered. You have created your password. We are ready. So you're going to click on parent login. Next. And you will provide your username. Username is your email address, the one that you have been using all along, right? And your password, the password that you just successfully created. Then you will click on login. Next step. The first time you enter your account, you will see this message only once. This is the only time you will see it. It is asking you whether you want to receive your parent student handbook in your email. You want it sent electronically to your email. If you want it, yes, then click on yes. If you don't want it, then no, click on no. It doesn't, either way, you will be able to access the parent student handbook in your parent portal account. It'll be part of your resources. So don't worry, you will be able to see it in your resources on your account. Then you will click on submit. And then this is your landing page. This is the page that you will see, right, in your parent portal account. The top section will welcome you, and you will then be able to see current notifications, announcements from the district. You will see the daily pass information. And on the right side, you see all these different links to different programs, different applications, different pages that are important that you may visit accessing them through the parent portal. And when you scroll down on that page, you will see the My Students section, right? And under My Students sections, you will be able to add your child. And this is what you want, right? You want to be able to add your student, add your child, so that you can view his or her information. And when you do that, next slide, you will be able to get to the place where you have to add their information, right? So again, these are a few steps, but the very important steps so that you can add your student, add your child to your account, right? The first step is to provide the student's LAUSD ID number. This ID number, you can probably find it in the documents, school documents that you already have at home. But if you don't, you can call the school and they can provide you that 10-digit number. As you can see, the little eyes are open here too, are available for you to open. If you don't see it, you only see the little dots and you want to ensure that that's the correct number that you're entering, you can always open those little eyes. And then number 2, you provide your child's date of birth, that I'm sure you know, right? And number 3, the parent portal PIN. And this is the one that gives us a little bit of a headache, right? So let's learn a little bit more about the parent portal PIN. Next slide. So the parent portal PIN is often confused with a student PIN. It's 2 different things. The student PIN is for the student, for them to create and manage their email account, their student email account. The parent PIN is for the parent. It's a separate, different number, okay? And this number is provided by the school, but you can also request it through us, right? We'll give you our information later on. The Parent and Community Services Unit office, I should say, also has that for you. And I believe from 6 a.m. to later in the afternoon, right? The district's family hotline can also provide you that parent portal PIN. So again, you have various ways of getting that PIN that you will need to add your child to your account. So next slide. We just want to go through the next slide and show you step by step what this parent portal PIN can be a little bit tricky, right? So just let's click on the next image. So for example, parent, you have one student, one child at home, right? That child, click please, will generate a specific PIN for that parent. So click on the, please, Miss Cyrene. So parent PIN for legal guardian or parent one, right? But if there is a second parent or legal guardian, guess what? A different PIN is created for that parent or legal guardian. And if there are two children at home, same thing. That child will generate a different PIN for legal guardian one and a different PIN for legal guardian two. So each guardian or parent, legal guardian or parent, gets a separate, different, specific PIN from each child. And that's the one that you will use, right? When you add your child. So you're adding student one, well, this is the PIN you will use. You are adding child two, well, then you will use a different PIN that again, the school will provide you or that we can also provide you or the hotline will also provide you. Next slide. We just learned recently, right, that, and maybe you have already noticed that in your child's report card, right, you might have seen this information where it shows that there is a parent name and PIN and a student name and PIN. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that if you have a parent portal account, well, it's not your name, but if there is a second parent, legal guardian in the household, right? That is the parent PIN that will appear, if I'm not mistaken. So again, this is just an additional way, right, in which you can obtain your parent PIN. But the surest way is to call your school or contact us for the hotline. Next slide, Ms. Irene. And then, okay, you have your parent PIN. Now you have the correct parent PIN for that one student that you're adding. Then you go to step 4. And step 4, again, just security purposes, click on I'm not a robot, right? And then add the student, okay? Don't miss any of these steps or you will not be able to add them. So add a student and then automatically you will see some information appearing on sections 5 and 6. It will be your child's name, the one that you're adding, and your name. If it matches, right, yeah, that you recognize that that is your child and you, right, then you will be able to complete the process by clicking on finish. And voila, you should have your child added on your parent portal. Next slide. So, right, it'll take you back to that initial page on your parent portal account. And under my students, you have already added your child. The name should appear here, right? Name of student should appear then. And if you need to add more than one child, you do the same process. Again, you add the child, provide their information, that PIN specific associated with you, and then again and again, as many children as you might have in our LAUSD schools. Sometimes, right, if you have more than 4 children, the system might not allow you. Please contact us. We're able to then just click on a little link and it will allow you to add more than 4 children to the parent portal. And then you will be able to see the information next to their name, their student ID, their California student ID, the school they attend, the grade level, their enrollment status. You can remove the child, right, from the parent portal if you want. I don't know, but sometimes it's needed. And then additional information that we keep on adding, it seems to me, to this menu here of things that you can access right away and view right away. But again, once you've added your child, you will be able to view this information. And next slide. when you click, now, before I forget, explain correctly, you have to click on the name of the student whose information you want to view, and it'll take you to a different page. Yeah, click on the name, and then it'll take you to the child's page. Up on top of this page, there is information, information about the child, okay? But then you can also see when you scroll down, make sure to scroll down on that page, and you will see this menu that you might recognize from a few minutes ago, right? It is all the different icons, all the different links, right, that take you to your child's information. You click on attendance, guess what? You will be able to see their attendance for the entire year or for the end for the day. It's real time. Likewise for grades and assignments. If you need information about, say, well, not right now. Oh yeah, well, I'm not sure, Ms. Arena, are we starting transportation and bus routes? I think so, right? But if your child uses transportation, LAUSD transportation, you would be able to check the transportation, what is happening with their transportation in real life, in real time, I should say, in real time. So again, this is a great set of icons and links to information about your child. We want to point out, obviously, the daily pass. The daily pass will take you to your account, your daily pass account. Remember, this is one way in which you can link your child to your parent portal, from the parent portal to your daily pass account. Okay, it's a separate, right? A separate account, but it will be linked, and your child's name will automatically appear on your daily pass account. Okay, so that's what we want. Something new here is the online library and many more things, but we are not done yet, right? So let's continue. I believe we have a little bit more information for you. Yes, right? We want to make sure to let you know that for the early education centers, right, we also need to have them create a parent portal account because they are also required to have a daily pass, right, to create or generate a daily pass. So again, once you have, but as you can see, the page for the EEC, Early Education Center student, doesn't have that much information, right? It doesn't have all those icons, all those links as the others do, the elementary, secondary schools. So just so that you know, this is a limited information, right, that you can see, not the whole menu as you saw with the elementary and secondary icons, right, the previous page. But again, we want to just show you, right, that this is what you will see once you create your parent portal account for your early education center child. Next page. And wow, we're at our Q&A already, questions and answers. So I am not, I think I can view them, right? So let's see. Ms. Regine, you might also help us if you want, but yeah, so Cyrene and I will be able to answer some of these questions. Mm-hmm. So it says, Parent Portal, is that app I have to download? Is it an app that people have to upload, the Parent Portal? Is there an app?
No,
right.
but no,
it's
but you
link.
you can create, it's a link. You can always create on your phone, you can create a shortcut, which acts like an app, but no, it's not an app. It's a link.
Exactly. Not as we understand it, but it does take you to your parent portal so you can access it more readily on your phone, right? That's important. So let me see. This is So it says, my child is going to enter kinder. She's already been enrolled last week and online. The school said that she was already enrolled. Okay, but she needs the parent portal information, I guess a student ID.
Student ID.
For kinder. So I believe that this is something that either the system is taking longer, which I don't understand, because it takes at least 2 days turnaround time, I believe, right? For that student ID to be created, generated that you need. So let's, Ms. Martina Tolis, let's just call the school again. They should be able to provide that 10-digit student ID. If not, please call the hotline they might be able to see more information, wider information in the system. So again, if your school is not having issues, this will be an issue maybe that we will call the hotline for, or maybe even ITD, the school will have to contact them. What do you think, Cyrene?
Being out in the field the last few days, we have encountered this a couple of times. And it seems that if your child is transitioning from one school to another school, be it because, just even in the same grade, but if you're, say, a TK going, I'm sorry, a EEC student going over to the elementary school, or if you're an elementary school child going to another elementary school, we've seen that there have been some delays in the in being able to retrieve the student ID number. And so, and even at times when there's a student ID number available, there have also been issues where it's still not activated yet. So it's just taking a little bit of time this year. We're not, as Vilma said, we're not real sure why, but it just seems to be the case.
Yeah.
But once again, like she says, we can troubleshoot that. So there are ways that we can, try to locate it. So please contact your child's school. Once again, the designee can help you out. The school administrative assistant, the community rep, those are people that can help you. Even the principal can help you out. If that's not going to work, then you can, or if that's I know there's a lot going on, you can also try the hotline, and you can also call us. So you have lots of resources available to you. So
yes, that's correct.
Please
Mhm.
make sure that you take advantage of those resources.
Okay, so Ms. Arellano is already answering a good question. Can I add my husband to my portal, or will they have to create their own account?
Well, if we go back to that one slide, you can see that your husband will have to create his own account, because should we go back to that slide to show that again? Because that's something that really kind of sticks with a lot of folks. So we can go back to, if I can go back. Nope, that's the wrong way.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
And unfortunately, it doesn't have like a little menu. So here we are. Here's the picture. So there's Legal Guardian 1, and you have your account. And here's Legal Guardian 2. He also needs his account so that he can get separate PIN numbers for each child. So yes.
mhm,
You'll need to have
definitely.
Mhm.
So let's see. This is a daily pass. COVID-19 test question, but we should be able to answer. So they got their test. Where can they see the results?
Okay, and that would be on the daily pass. When we showed you the, I think the buttons are here at the end. So as you can see, one of the icons on your child's page will be the daily pass. And so when you click there, and I believe the direct address to the address to that particular page would be dailypass.lausd.net. But you don't have to do all that. You go here to Daily Pass, you click there, and you'll be right in that particular page, or you'll be linked to that account. So once you get there, you'll answer the questions and you'll answer all the prompts that you get. And after you answer the prompts, you'll get a page that will show you different selections. On that page, you'll be able to get a daily pass. You'll be able to book an appointment. You'll be able to view your test results. So all of those, the daily pass is also another. We're actually going to be having another workshop later on this week. In fact, I think it's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is going to be about daily pass. So if you have daily pass questions, you can join us for tomorrow's workshop, tomorrow's webinar, and find out that.
So it says, does the parent PIN change or stay the same from when the student started school? I know that Ms. Regina is answering, but that's a very important question, right? I know that it should be the same. It should not change unless a new one needs to be generated, unless you have contacted someone and they're able to click on generate a new PIN. But that might, but for that to happen, you would have contacted that person, and there would be a reason for that PIN to be, to have another PIN and that to happen. But we are also hearing that there might be some glitches, right? Remember, we heard that. So again, if you need a PIN, first place to call is your school, but we're always ready to help you at the PACE unit. And the hotline works all day long, it seems, from 6 to 6. I think they're still going strong, right? So the district hotline is another place where you can ask for support. Let's see what else.
Any trends in the question?
Yeah, what I said before, right? I said before that someone has 5 children and they only were able to add 4. Again, please contact us or contact your school. We should be able to just click on a little link, little button there, and that'll allow you to add more than 4 children to your parent portal account. That's something that, yes, it's important to know, right? So it says we need to call, ask for the PIN, child, and it's different. Yeah, it's different for each child. Remember, each child generates a different PIN for each parent, right? Can you post the numbers to call in this Q&A window again? So at the end of the later on, the next few slides will show you our information and the hotline information too. So you can view the hotline number is next, I guess, and then
I'll just show that.
yeah, yes, and then at the end we'll show you our information. Is the district ID same as student ID? Okay, that's what it might be the same. If it is for your child, for the student, we might be talking about the same thing, right, Cyrene?
It usually says student ID on the forms that we're filling out, but I'm not sure what it might look like to a parent. But on the forms that we're filling out, it says student ID or student identification.
But it is the district student ID. It's the same, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If it is about your child, yeah, it is the same. Okay. How about students who are in pre-K and CSPP and parents don't get a parent PIN?
They can get a parent PIN now. That's how that little screen that we showed where they could get into the parent portal. It's possible. And as soon as your child's student ID is generated, you should be able to get a PIN for your child.
So that is the important thing, to have a student district ID, student ID, district ID for your child.
It also says California ID. I noticed for the EEC, it said California ID.
Yes,
not really sure.
And with that information, you should be able to get a PIN and then, follow the steps we showed you today and create your account. We will talk about the daily pass tomorrow. Yes. And how about if we don't have a printer at home? I'm not sure for what purposes specifically. Might this be for the daily pass?
Yes, for the QR code, to print the QR code. It's not necessary to print it. You can use your phone. But if your child, there's also a feature on the daily pass where you can share the code. So if you have someone who's taking your child to school, you can share the code with them so that they're able to use, you have a caretaker or a relative who's taking your child to school, dropping him or her off, you'll be able to share that code with them. So maybe you would let your child's school know that that's the situation and they can help you work that out.
So can each parent, same question, access with different email? Yes. Each parent has to have a separate, different email account.
Yes.
Because it is associated with the specific parent. Okay, so definitely please make sure you have a different email account, your personal email account. Can my student have access to portal on their phone? Yes, right? They can, of course. And they do not have to go through the parents. I'm sorry. I misunderstood Ms. Vilchis. Can my student have access to parent portal on their phone? No, this is a parent portal.
Right.
Remember, the parent portal is for parents. Maybe I'm thinking Schoology now. And
I saw-
Schoology is, yes, Miss Irene? Miss
And
Irene?
I was thinking on that one, in the page, you have one on the login page, there's parent login.
Oh, I
and there's
see.
student
Mhm.
login too. So
There-
student,
The student login is for their email account, is for their student account.
Mhm.
So Ms. Vilchis, they might be able, but it's not the parent portal. They are not, they do not have access. Students do not have access to parent portal. That's the parents portal account, right? Students have a Schoology account, and yes, parents can also have a Schoology account. We will discuss that probably soon, right after we get through this daily pass and parent portal need, right, to give that information. But that is coming up soon, right? How parents can also take advantage of their Schoology account, the parent Schoology account. I'm excited about that one. So yes, Ms. Vilchis, no, they cannot access a parent portal, but they can access their account, their student account, through that sign-in login page that we saw at the beginning of this presentation. So let's see. How can you get a somebody else's, right? Your partner's parent portal PIN? They have to request it themselves. We will not provide it to the person that is not the one on the list. We will ask them to come on camera, have a Zoom, a face-to-face, right, Cyrene?
yes, yes. Yes, it needs to be a legal guardian, parent or legal guardian that's recognized in our by the school system, in our MISIS system. So that's also very important.
Yes, and again, this is, as you can see, someone's asking. This is in your you can view right now, right? The number to the district's hotline, 213-443-1300. And it's where you can also ask for support, right? And they'll provide you that parent PIN, okay?
Yeah. Here you can get help with creating a parent portal account, password resets, scheduling a COVID-19 test, linking your student. They can help you with all of these things that we're discussing today. Even help you create an email account if you haven't had the experience of doing that. So there's many more things that they are available to help with.
So in order this is a COVID test, a question for a 5-year-old. I believe they're going to kinder maybe, right? And again, you will need your child's, first it would be best if you created your parent portal account or your daily pass account, but to add them to your account, daily pass, you will need their 10-digit student ID, definitely, right? That's the way we identify the child. So you will need their student ID at a minimum, and of course their date of birth. So those are the items that you should be ready with when you go and get your child tested, and you will be asked obviously to provide your consent. Let's see. Okay, so I'm sorry, Ms. Martinez, about your experience not getting a hold of that PIN. So I will, and I know the hotline, right? Many people are calling now, so we know it gets a little bit busy, but we will provide you our information at the end of this presentation, and you are welcome to email us or to call us, leave us a message, and we will gladly support you with that, Ms. Okay, so let me see. Okay, again, sometimes when we create our account, we are stuck in one step, and then I understand that. It is important then that if you need support, to contact us. We will walk you through the process. It will be in a Zoom most likely, but if you are willing to join us in a Zoom, we will support you in the going through the steps. Sometimes it's best that we see the same thing right? So that makes the process easier. So I know a parent is having issues with that, and I understand it can be frustrating at times. So you are welcome to call us and contact us so that we can help you with that.
Yes, we will be available to
Mhm.
troubleshoot.
So
Yes.
yes, we again, the hotline number is right here on the screen. So there you have it, and we'll show you our contact number shortly. Let me see. How long does it take to get the COVID test result? I think it's a 24, 48 hour turnaround time.
It's usually it's 48 hours, but it can even be as soon as just a day turnaround. So
Mhm. Yes.
I would imagine though, right now when everybody's is getting tested, it might be a little closer to 48 hours, but definitely.
Yes. I will reiterate the question. No, each parent gets their own parent portal. Okay.
I'm gonna show that picture again.
Yes, yeah, I
It's
think it's quite a few questions on that, right? I mean,
iconic. It
no,
is something that we know
right?
that
Each parent generates their own parent portal account, please, okay? Can the student get the daily pass on a cell phone? Yes, actually, that is the easiest way to get the daily pass. You have the link to your account on your phone, right? You access dailypass.lausd.net. You have your account, and this is something important to note. Remember how you created your email and your password for the parent portal? That is the same email and the same password that you should use for the daily pass. They should be the same. Okay. Now, if you're creating one for one for another, then you're not going to be able to link your children. So this is a very important reminder, parents, right? When you are creating, if you are creating your daily pass before your parent portal, it happens. Okay. Make sure that that same email and that same password is the one you use for both. Otherwise, you're creating difficulty for you more than anything. Okay, so I wanted to clarify that. Make sure you don't do that, right? Cada mañana necesito entrar. No, you don't have to go into the parent portal to get to the daily pass necessarily. No, each morning. Once you have your daily pass account, you don't have to. Most likely you will have already a link on your phone, right, to the daily pass. Phones are very smart, as we know, and they have that link right on your phone. But if you cannot, right, then you can't. If you don't have any other way, you do go through your parent portal, and there you are, right? It helps you. So that's important.
And once you have that link, it goes really fast. And the first time when you're setting everything up, it seems like it's taking forever. It does take it is a little bit redundant, but once you do that, then subsequently it's going to be a much a quicker process. So it won't take so long.
Yes. And do you have to register it preferably to take a COVID test? Yes. But we do know that there are walk-ins, right? As long as you are willing to wait maybe a little bit, right, Cyrene?
Yes, I also, if you go to your child's schools, all of the schools right now have mobile testing. And I'm not sure if one of our colleagues can put the web page address on or the link to the schedules. But yes, so each school, you can even call your child's school to find out when is their mobile testing site day. So
yes, and I believe that I heard in our previous presentation this afternoon that you can go to any location. You don't have to go to a specific location. I mean, if whatever is closest to you and more accessible that they're conducting LAUSD, right? Testing, just go there, right? So that's important to know too, that you may be working at a different location from where your school is, and maybe this is more accessible to you. You are welcome at any site that is doing the testing. So that's important, parents, right? Sometimes we find ourselves in different parts of the city, and that's where we can go. Well, you can. And again, the PIN, you please ask the the school or the hotline or us. The daily pass is that QR code, that pass that you will need to create daily, right? And tomorrow we're going to have the presentation on this at 5 p.m. So that you can, and that it will serve as the pass to go into the school grounds. To create a daily pass, your child has to have a negative COVID test on their record, right? On the daily pass account. That's the only way to generate that daily pass. But I have to say that just because you couldn't create the daily pass QR code that day, you can't go to school, obviously, right? Because the school will then ask those safety questions, health questions prior to going inside. So don't let that stop you from attending school, right? Just because you couldn't create the QR code of the daily pass that day, something might have happened that morning. Maybe you lost your phone, right? The school will have on record that your child has a negative test, right, in the system. And that's the way you can also access the school ground. But remember, we need to make this as easily as possible for traffic to flow, for people to go into the school. So the daily pass is the surest way, the quickest way to get you in the school grounds. Let me see. Okay, again, if you're having trouble creating your parent portal account, and it's time maybe to ask for a little bit of help, and you are welcome to contact us to help you. Your school, right, should be able to help you too, but we will help you gladly, right? Oh, I'm not sure about the locations where people get gifts for getting the vaccine. I am not familiar with that information. I don't know, maybe my colleagues have heard something. I'm not sure.
Yes, no, I know that some testing sites, especially back in the spring, I don't know about right now, but back in the spring, it depended on the testing site, and many of the gifts or the incentives were donated. So it depends on the site. Some sites got items donated. So I don't know of anything going on right now. But maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's something we can do.
Yes. So I love this suggestion from the parent, right? She says that the parent, once they have created a daily pass, they should take a picture of it, right? Screenshot it, take a picture, and then they can send it maybe to another parent that is the one taking the child to the school. Perfect, right? Sure. Maybe you have somebody else, a family member, someone, your neighbor that might be taking your child to school, and you want to then be able to generate the daily pass on your phone, screenshot it, and send that to the other person, and they can show that daily pass. Thank you for that suggestion, Ms. Sandoval.
There's also, I think we discussed it earlier, there's also a link there right below your daily pass QR code. There's a button that you can press that says share code or share. I think it just says share.
Oh, okay.
And so you can, and when I know because I tried it out with the parent today. I didn't know what it did, and so I asked her to show me what it would do. So she clicked the button, and it prompts you to put in an email address to whoever you'd like to send it to.
So Ms. Regine has messaged us that she has dropped the schedule link on chat. So there is the schedule of testing sites, I believe, mobile testings. So that you can find in the chat. There is a link to that document. Thank you, Ms. Regine. Okay, and yes, you may find the pin on the last report card also, right? As we indicated earlier, right? Is the daily pass used for students to have that have requested to stay as online students? Well, if your child is going to be online, studying from home online, they will not need to go into, and they don't have to go onto a campus. They don't need a daily pass. The daily pass is for those students and staff. Obviously, we have to do it every day too, who are going into a school or office, school office, LAUSD. Okay, so that's the only time when you will need a daily pass to show a daily pass. When you're visiting a school, when you're entering the school grounds, school offices. So yes, that's the use of the daily pass. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm, okay. The question is about online classes. I believe the deadline might have closed to enroll a child onto the online program, but it might be, it could open again. Likewise, if you have a child in the online program, you may be able to have your child return to their school. But we want to make sure that parents and families know that the online program is not at your school site. The online program is a separate school altogether, City of Angels. It's a different location. So your child will not be enrolled at their, regular school, but they can always come back if they so choose or you so choose. So that's something that we need to make sure our parents know, right? Because you have that option. And although I believe the deadline might have closed already, just because people need to prepare, we're almost there, right? The 16th. But yes, you can still discuss this with your school, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, let me see. So we've answered many questions, and some of them seem to be the same kind of question.
Once
You may
again,
find where can they go into the YouTube location. Ms. Arreguin is the one to ask about how to get to our LAUSD YouTube channel, right? I'm not sure if we can just Google it and it'll take us there. I think I did that last time. I just Googled LAUSD Local District Central, right? Not LAUSD, Local
Mhm.
District Central YouTube channel. And that's where you can find this and other presentations that we have had for parents and families. Okay, let me see. Will it affect them negatively if they attend the online school? No, right? It's like attending a school, except that it is online. And we understand parents, if this is your decision and you have decided, and this is an option, right, available to you, that's fine, right? So, but always, if you have any questions, contact the City of Angels school. They can provide you more information. You can learn more about this on our LAUSD website, but it shouldn't affect them negatively. It is just an option, a different option that we have for parents. My child is new to the school, I believe, and they do not have a student ID. Remember, what happens, Miss Irene, when a student is enrolled?
So it takes a little bit of time for the all of the information to activate in the system. So we've noticed that it's taking a little bit longer this year than it has in the past. And so I have heard that for sure by the first day of school, when the child is actually counted as a present, then because that's the first day of school, then many of those student IDs that were having difficulty will become activated. So it's just, once again, we were saying there are a couple of glitches, and I know that that everybody's working on it, and so hopefully it will become a little bit more smooth in the next few days.
Okay, so it says, just to confirm, do parents also need a daily pass even though they are vaccinated? Again, parents, the daily pass is for the child, right? Who will go into the school grounds. If you are visiting the school grounds, you will also need to, if you can, right? And you have taken the test, which has been available. You can also create one. I believe that they are still able to do that.
Yes.
But so it's not necessarily associated with being vaccinated or not. I'm glad that you are, but it is more about the daily pass having tested negative, right? It's about the test itself. And if a COVID test is negative, that will allow you to generate the daily pass. So it's two separate things, okay? It's not about vaccination, glad that you are, but the daily pass is associated with testing, right? Negative, because we know our little kids are not able yet to get vaccinated, right? But they're able to be tested periodically. Anything else you might want to add, Miss Cyrene?
No, just to also remember that even vaccinated persons can contract, COVID. So that's why it's important to have the negative test in addition to that. So once again, glad you're vaccinated, but in order to come on campus, anyone, parent, staff, children, everyone needs to have a negative COVID test recorded in the system.
Yes. So if a parent cannot go to a school location for a test, can they go to any clinic, any other location? What will happen then, Miss Irene?
So if you do that, when you go to your daily pass, you'll be able to upload. Well, you'll need to actually create a daily pass account so that you can upload that negative test to the daily pass. And in that way, your school will know that your child had a negative test result.
But let's remember, right, that test result will be vetted, viewed by our nurses, right, district nurses, to say, indeed, this is a good test, and they will allow you then to create the daily pass. So we encourage you to go to an LAUSD website. It's just website, I'm sorry, an LAUSD site, testing site is just much easier. If you can, right, that might be much easier. And again, thank you for joining us. And yes, although you might have missed that part of the presentation, but you can ask your school for the student ID and for your parent PIN. You can also call the hotline, and here we are, our information too, right?
Yes, so here's the hotline. One more time, is 213-443-1300. So, and then finally, here's our information.
Yes. So there are more questions. We are way beyond the end time. It's 7:21. But if parents need additional information, just I am going to check on the question and answer. Okay, what will happen if a child tests positive for COVID? Well, we have protocols in place, Miss Cyrene, right? And
there are protocols. I don't have them off the top of my head, but there are protocols, and your school will definitely be following them. So at the school site.
Yes, I'm sure that if anyone who has tested positive cannot continue attending for a few days, right? At least they would have to quarantine, not be at the school site. So definitely, yes, they will not be able to go, and any of us, right? If we test positive, you will not be able to enter the school grounds. So that's why testing continues, periodic testing is so important. We want to keep each other safe. And to do that, we want to know that we are not positive, right? That even if we're vaccinated, we are vaccinated, and we continue to be tested weekly or biweekly.
That's right. And there are, if a child becomes sick at school, and the school is concerned, there are also protocols for that in place as well. So we're doing as much as we can to make sure that everyone stays safe. And so that's why we're instituting the daily pass and other things, just to make sure that that we are doing all that we can to make sure that the opening of school is going to be safe, and and that everyone will be able to take advantage of the opportunity to be in person together, because we know that the kids have been missing being with their friends, and teachers have missed seeing their students. And so we really want to do all that we can to make sure that it is successful. So
Yes.
we really appreciate all that you're doing. We know that it's not easy. This has been a huge challenge for all of us, and you have been amazing and very patient, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes. So a couple more questions. So they ask about the possibility of requesting a saliva PCR test instead of the nasal swab. I believe it's available,
Yes,
right?
you can. Absolutely. You can request it. Just remember that it takes a lot of saliva. I actually, from personal experience, did one of those. And so it takes a lot of saliva. And believe it or not, it's not as easy as you would think.
So there are safety measures, sanitary measures in place. You can always visit our LAUSD website for COVID. That would be COVID-19 and safety measures, right? Return to school, I should say. Return to school. You go to the LAUSD main page, and that's one of the options to click on. Return to school, right? Return to campus, and you can learn about all the different measures. But definitely, mask have to be worn. We have what do you call it? Hand sanitizer, social distancing. We are following the protocols, right? That we know are going to keep us as safe as possible. So definitely, we want to. Yes. So let's stay with parent portal, right? And because there are so many questions regarding the returning to school, and I believe we're also going to have a presentation, right? So for now, do we have any more questions around parent portal that you might need to have us answer? It seems that no, not necessarily. We might have just reiterating, contact your school, contact the hotline, or contact us here. You see our information, and that way we can gladly help you get the information you need so that you can successfully create a parent portal account. Cyrene?
Yes, so you can see here, these are this is our contact information. We have information for our Lanterman office. The phone number is at the top there, 323-342-5734. We have our administrator, Teresa Areguin, who is here with us today. Our community reps are Norma and So. And I'm not sure if they'll be joining us soon. For the community of schools, you'll see that the parent educator coach for each community of schools is listed here. If you're in the Eagle Rock Highland Park area, you'll be contacting Anna Martinez. If you're in the Glassell Park, Los Feliz community of schools, you'll be contacting me, Cyrene Saint-Amant. Jefferson South Central will be Alex Campbell. Koreatown and Pico Union will be Elizabeth Lomelli. And for Manual Arts Vermont Square, I'll hand it off to Vilma.
Yes, so you're welcome to email me, right? And I do have a Google Voice number. I might not answer. Sometimes if I don't hear it, I will not, might not answer, but you're welcome to leave a message or to text. And that way I can get back to you if you need me to. So you're welcome again to also email me, blm3436@lausd.net. We'll gladly help you or point you in the right direction for the questions that you might have and to get those answers that you need. So I believe we're going to say goodbye now, Cyrene.
Okay, well, before we say goodbye, we want to make sure that we invite you to the next in our series. If you can see here, today is Tuesday, August 10th, 6:15 to 7:15. We talked about Parent Portal. Tomorrow, we have a presentation on the Daily Pass. Thursday, we have a special event with Board District 5 board member Jackie Goldberg, and we'll be talking about about both the parent portal and the daily pass. That's Thursday. There's a different Zoom link for that. So these will be posted, I know, on social media, on our Community of Schools website. So you'll be able to have access to these Zoom links. Also, I'm not sure if anyone is able to put it in the chat right now. Also, we have our parent portal, another parent portal presentation that's going to be Friday, August 13th from 5 to 6 p.m. So we have many, many opportunities for you to learn a little bit more about the daily pass and about the parent portal. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact either your school, the hotline, or us. We are here and we're more than happy to help. So once again, we want to thank you so much for joining us. I am not sure if anyone else would like to give any parting remarks.
Going once, going twice.
There we go.
So thank you and good night, good evening. Enjoy your evening and let's get ready for a great new school year. We're waiting for your children. We want them back. And if you chose online, thank you. And of course, you're always welcome to come on site. But as always, we will continue to follow the health guidelines to ensure that we're safe and healthy and that we can continue meeting in person if possible.
All right. Thank you for joining us.